Yes, you heard the title right, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do a series where I compare two characters' abilities against each other. And let's see who's winning. So for our first episode, we're gonna have Rash from the Battletoads against N from Murder Drones. Who's gonna win? Let's find out. Alright, so we're gonna go in for the most unknown out of the two. This is Rash from Battletoads. Rash is one of the three Battletoads. The others are Zitz and Pimple. Now he's so the Battletoads don't have too much of an origin, so I'm gonna go off like two. So one, he was a high schooler, class clown, and then they got transformed to a Battletoad by Professor T-Bird. And second, he was a programmer that got a virus into his game and that sucked him into the game. Now he's Rash. These powers are from the character pages wiki, so it might be a little wrong. Whatever. Now for his appearance, he is a large, I wouldn't say mutant, but like a kind of a mutant toad. He has sunglasses to protect himself from bright lights so he won't get blind. Now his powers include literally shape-shifting and being able to call up turbo bikes and stuff. He can also, and when I mean shape-shifting, I mean he can turn his ass, and not his actual ass, but his entire body into a wrecking ball, which can be pretty destructive against N. Now, so we're gonna be including how he works in Killer Instinct, his shape-shifting moves in that game. So first he has the big bad boot, which allows his foot to transform into a giant boot, which also has spikes at the bottom, so it can do some good damage. Balloting Ram, he does a headbutt, but the headbutt is I guess his ears get battle ram, so it can charge his opponents. And then he has Tongue, which can be used to eat flies, but on Copper 9 there's no flies. But he can use his tongue to do a scorpion kind of thing and pull his opponent next to him, or go just next to his opponent. But it can also be used to so he can get up from the ground when he's laying down. His next one is a ball and chain, which he does it. He swipes his his foot forward, and the foot transforms into a spike, which can be pretty deadly. Then he has the spike boot again, but this time he charges at the opponent instead of just being a quick get off me kind of move. Then he has the battle axe, where his entire leg transforms into an axe, which in Killer Instinct it doesn't one shot the opponent, but it does do damage. So it can be it can give N a big cut and stuff. Sidearm slice. He does a punch combo. Then his final hit, his fist transforms into a giant fist, which knocks the opponent pretty far away. Then Steel Claw Strike. Yeah, Steel Claw Strike. So if his opponent is pinned to the ground, he can smack them in the face, and then in his last hit, it's gonna have his hand get claws and stuff, and he's gonna put it in their face and finish them off. And then finally, Swingaton Stomp. It only appears in one level in Battle Maniacs, but it transforms his legs into swings, which can be a move to jump away and get away from stuff. But it only appears in one level, and that level takes place in a tree, and he's using a salsa. But he does use the swings to bounce this the little flying thing to the opponents. And lastly, there's a Fierce Punch, which now Rash is actually pretty strong. He's able to carry opponents with ease, but I'm not sure. Yeah, with ease with most of the opponents, even big enemies and stuff. There's no equipment in the fight allowed, but Rash can call it an equipment, which still counts as it's a part of attack. And it's not he gets a phone and stuff. He whistles in his bike, and the bike comes flying forward, and if it hits something, it just explodes automatically. Or he can ride it to dodge stuff and shit. Next up is N from Murder Drones. Now N, like the other three, has wings to fly around because of neton acid, which if something pokes him in his hand, he can put it in his tongue to like regenerate somehow. And then regeneration, he has like ability to regenerate lost limbs, including his head, somehow. I don't get how that works. He has unchangeable hands, which like Rash, that's why I picked him and Rash, because they're kind of the same. He can change his hands into different stuff, but not his body or legs. This includes a claw, which like he can cut stuff, a laser cannon, which like is a giant, it's like similar to Uzi's railgun. We don't get to, I think it only appears like in one episode, the first one, which like does a giant laser. But if he's having some weird ass starts, it shoots out hearts instead.
My mind's in a weird place! Don't read into this!
Don't ask. Then a sword, which like he can, which is obviously which transfers his hands into swords, obviously. A chainsaw to slice off stuff. He has shurikens, like actual badass shurikens, missiles to like blow up stuff, and a submachine gun, aka SMG, aka that one gun from Out of the Dead. I don't know the name, but I remember it, and it looks very, very similar. And can also use other weapons, such as like a bow and arrow and shit. He's immune to EMPs, so like in the first episode, Jay does like when Jay's fighting Uzi, Jay like did an EMP and that didn't affect him. And he also has increased strength, which like allows him to like easily hit stuff with his hands. One example is from episode 4, where he just grabs Uzi like with straight up ease and just tosses her to the skies, like above the clouds and shit. Right now, for durability, Rash can literally get like crash into a wall and just look unscratched, but will still like die and stuff. So if we're taking that accountability, he will probably take a while to like cut off, I guess, or like take down. And along with that, he can survive being electrocuted, but if he's like electrocuted and stuff, he still lives, but he needs like a lot of help to do that. He can also take some damage from some hordes, but it will still take a while for him to get taken down. He's also been into space and has not shown pretty much all the characters in Battletoads have shown and no way of getting hurt in space. So Rash can just freely move in space without wearing like armor and shit. Now the only weakness to Rash is that if we're technically being real, doing something rash means you're gonna do something without thinking about it, so you're gonna get into more trouble. So if we take that accountability of Rash, he might do that. Like the man literally went to like he was bored of speedrunning the first game, so he told like, his coach, Professor T-Bird, to send him to like somewhere, and coach literally put him to Killer Instinct universe, and Bo was so chill about it. He just like beat the shit out of everyone. Not canon, but it still technically counts as doing something rash, you know? Like Bo was so hyped, like he jumped on the point and said, "I'm crashing this party." Yeah, but that's also something to consider. I'm being so honest with you guys. I cannot find a fucking clue on instability. So we're gonna be taking in accountability his like healing saliva. So if like you can like, I'll explain this, but like if like there's a hole in his hand, he can just put it in his mouth and it regenerates. And plus he's a robot, and on the show it's really hard to explain, but I'm just gonna count the healing saliva and the fact he can just regenerate his limbs. Despite Anne being a completely fucking idiot, most of the time he's actually still good at his job. Like in the first episode, after he realized Uzi was just like an actual record drone and tried going after it, he like fucked up all the record drones that were just playing cards and shit besides Khan. And at least like had a way of distracting Beat in that same episode. And also contributed to fighting Sin in the final episode. He's also kind of stupid sometimes. Like in the second episode, when Uzi got possessed by Sin, he didn't even try fighting. He just like tried saving them and some shit, like trying to get a fucking mind back to normal, but didn't kill her. So that's not pussy. Then I don't know what is. Now Rash, honestly, I don't think Anne can compete. You'll find that later, like when I give them the point and stuff. But Rash, after breaking like the giant walker's legs, you can actually pick it up and use it as a weapon. So, but being really brutally honest, if Rash managed to like dislocate one of N's limbs, he can actually use that thing as a weapon against N. You can use one of N's limbs as a weapon, which in the games it's actually pretty lethal. It can be pretty useful. Rash is also actually no, it doesn't count. Yeah, so I'm gonna just count the fact that Rash can get like use robot parts as weapons. So like say there's like, I'm pretty sure you can also count other stuff too, like maybe a stick. Actually no, the stick's probably not even there in Copper 9. Well yeah, technically it's Copper 9 because that's where they're gonna be fighting. So if the arena has robot parts in it, maybe like dead robot parts, maybe there's like a random robot just chilling, doing nothing, watching the fight go, Rash can go up, like use one of the limbs as a weapon against it, and it can do some damage to him. I'm gonna be real with you guys, I underestimated, and so I did research. Apparently the voice actor confirmed or said that he's faster than Sonic the Hedgehog, which means he's over 200 million miles per hour, and Sonic's top speed is around 6 billion. I don't know how to say it. I don't know even how to fucking process that shit, like how. But our boy Rash also has his speed too. In Battletoads and Double Dragon, Rash was able to stop a fucking fast missile that in the cutscene was actually traveling pretty quick to Earth, and that missile was like supposed to like explode the Earth too. Oh yeah, and plus Rash has some insane ass reaction times, which, so if we're taking, that's really the only like consideration Rash that he has. So I don't have, yeah, Rash might be kind of cooked on that part, but he is able to, so N, I'm not even sure about N's reflexes, but he was able, no, fuck. Yeah, I think Rash might win. But even if N's reflexes are still pretty good, he still has nothing on Rash. And do I even have to explain myself for Rash? Yeah, I think N's cooked. Deciding the winner for this matchup was pretty hard. So I'm gonna do the safest bet and go with what I think. For strength, it's a tie. Even though Rash has strong attacks to pretty much all close range, besides the turbo, causing his turbo bike, and N has range attacks, but they might not do jack shit against Rash. Or it might do some damage, but if Rash is actually focusing and not being a show off, he can counter most of the attacks. But if Rash is not focusing, and can quickly take him down. And for durability, it's gotta be N. He has the healing saliva and his limbs can regenerate, which doesn't make him unkillable. Because Rash also has some deadly attacks like the spike book, which can still kill him pretty much instantly if he's low on health. So it's pretty close, but N gets durability. For IQ, it's gotta be Rash, and it's honestly kind of stupid sometimes in the show. And the fact that he doesn't want to fight his friends even when they're corrupted by sin, that's a pretty big weakness, and Rash has to get this one. For speed, it's N, if that rumor is true. And plus, N's pretty quick when he's using his wings, so that might be kind of a problem for Rash. For reflex, it's Rash, obviously. Him being able to react to very fast walls in a very short amount of time is pretty good, because he can quickly maybe counter if N's using like swords or his fist for some reason. He can most likely counter those. Maybe even his bullets, if he's really that quick on his reaction times. And so that makes the winner a tie. Rash gets 2 points and gets 2 points. The only point they need to determine the victor was for strength, but since the strength is pretty much the same, it's the tie. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Bucky Knight signing out. Hope you have a good rest of your day.